if you pick the best team in the world, who would you pick? I said John Charles, centre-half, or John Charles, centre-forward. Take a pick.
Fantastic when you think that we've played 38 matches, only lost 2, 61 points, and Liverpool are still behind us.
And Clark going in, and Alan Clark has put Leeds ahead.
Leeds United have won by 3 goals to 2.
There's the strike, wonderful goal, wonderful Yeboah.
Sends an across from the right, there's Viduka, he scored this time! And it is his first goal for Leeds United!
Leeds have turned it around, Leeds are in front, it's captain Jermaine Beckford with the goal, and there ends Leeds United, League One nightmare!
And welcome to a brand new era at Ellen Road. This team never gives up. This team are just awesome.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Ben. The build-up is all but over. We're almost ready for the main action here, the main course. Yet another huge championship fixture for Leeds United in this, the centenary season. Home again, as they were in the previous match, having beaten Bristol City and having seen both Fulham and Brentford draw their games already this weekend. Opportunity knocks once more for Leeds United. There is the chance this afternoon to just extend the gap again. So Leeds have a great chance to get themselves one little tiny step closer towards the promised land. But Reading will provide good opposition. We would anticipate their away form, which as we talked about with Bristol City last week, is better than their home form. And they come here off the back of a 3-0 victory in Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, against Sheffield Wednesday. So Reading's build-up has been decent. They are in the lower half of the table. It doesn't really mean a great deal in championship terms though. Top or bottom, it's all pretty much the same. Leeds United know they just got to make it count today. And the two teams now out on the playing surface, down below us as we sit just underneath the roof of the West Stand, right over the halfway line at a packed Ellen Road. The wind has been absolutely howling around the stadium. You could hear it genuinely whistling earlier when the ground was empty. So that may have an impact in terms of the conditions that the players are confronted with this afternoon. And the handshakes take place when Leeds United are ready to jog off to our left-hand side to take their usual place up in front of the Kop end. Liam Cooper leading the lads away from the handshakes and into their own half and territory. Let's have a look at the lineup as it affects Leeds United this afternoon. It's all very straightforward these days in terms of the starting 11, because Leeds go with exactly the same side that began the last game against Bristol City. So Kiko Casilla in goals for Leeds United, Liam Cooper the captain, and the names have a familiar look to them, which is always a good sign, because that generally means that it's a team that's doing okay. Reading, well, they have made a couple of changes today. One was anticipated. Pele is fit again. With a name like Pele, as soon as you're fit, you come back into the starting 11, don't you, no matter what happened in the last game. He was originally going to replace Olise, but Olise is in the starting 11 now because Ajaria got an injury in the warm-up. So in the minutes preceding this game, Reading have had to make a change to their starting 11. Tony Dorigo with me, I'm very pleased to say, this afternoon. And Tony, it's same scenario we've seen a number of times previously this season. Leeds have not always lived up to the billing though, have they, in these situations?
You're exactly right, and of course it is difficult. The pressure is on, and recently I think they've been a lot better, but previous to that there's been 5, 6, 7 games there where you're quite right, when suddenly the pressure is there, but we could go and make a break at the top, we've come unstuck. So I'm talking Wigan, Sheffield Wednesday, etc, etc. So it feels like that again. It feels like we're at the point of everyone else is helping us, getting those draws, but we've got to go do it ourselves, and this is another great opportunity against a Reading side who, I have to say, great result last week beating Sheffield Wednesday away, but we should be putting teams like this to the sword. Nejario, who's now missing for them, I think he's one of their danger players, so that again is a boost for us.
The guy who's on loan from Liverpool misses out, and Leeds United are told to switch ends, so one can only imagine, one can only presume that Reading have won the toss here. Liam Moore is their skipper, and he sent Leeds up to the south stand end, and the players now gather quite symbolically in that huddle formation midway inside their own half, and then they break, and Kiko Casilla in blue and yellow this afternoon with a little fist bump for Liam Cooper, and then the roar goes up, and goodness me, does the roar go up ahead of this game. Every single match now will have this atmosphere around it. We're getting so close to the business end. I've just been sat watching the Brentford-Blackburn game, and people are screaming at the television set while that game's going on. You can tell things are getting ramped up now this championship season. Leeds get us underway, kicking towards the Kop end. Huge noise all around Ellen Road greets the start of this game, and Ben White and Liam Cooper get their first touches on the ball. Liam Cooper square again to Ben White, and White has Luke Ayling over on the right hand side, and Luke Ayling in field to Patrick Bamford just inside the Reading half, in further forward to Click, and Click tries to get it down the touchline to Costa, who spins and almost gets a back heel back off Bamford, and then Bamford steps in again to try and win the possession over on the far side, midway inside the Reading half. Pressure being applied by Helder Costa to the man in possession, and there's a concession of possession by Reading, and Jack Harrison has it on this near side, goes down under a challenge, and Leeds have a really good early opportunity here with a free kick 10 yards in from the near side touchline, just about midway inside the Reading half. It's taken quickly to Dallas. Well, he thought about swinging a ball in, thinks again, gives it to Calvin Phillips instead, and then Ayling on the far side. And the very earliest indications are Leeds are going to set off at some pace here, as they did in the last game against Bristol City. They have the ball over on the far side touchline, just outside the Reading penalty area. Ayling delivers into the box now, swings away. In fact, it swings away too far from Pablo Hernandez, who gives a clap above the head, but it sails beyond him and over the near side touchline.
Well, the wind, you talked about the wind before the game. That one just seemed to take off on Pablo from Luke Ayling. And just earlier then, when we got the free kick, they sent Cooper up, and of course then free kick didn't go in, but you're right, we still haven't made a very quick start.
Costa tries to break to the right hand side, but he's held up by Richards, and then the ball into the path of Elise, the man who's come into the starting 11, young player, because of the injury to Ajaria. And then Maite has it on this near side, gives it away. Hernandez steps in to intercept for Leeds. He has it on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, just beyond the head of Patrick Bamford, who was stooping to try and make contact with that ball. Some distance away from goal, couldn't quite get his head on it.
Yet again, it's just the high pressure from Leeds. Really do win the ball back in good areas. This time it's Pablo Hernandez. Gets his head up. It's a quality ball in as well. Bamford just couldn't quite get enough on it.
So first touch for Rafael Cabral, the Reading goalkeeper, and it goes straight to Jack Harrison on the halfway line. It goes back into the Leeds half to Ben White, and then he goes a little wide to the right to Luke Ayling, and Luke Ayling goes up to the halfway line and Helder Costa, and Costa goes back to Ayling, and Ayling will look forward for movement, and he'll deliver it all the way across to this near side. Again, it holds up in the wind, and Harrison has to scamper after the clearing header. Harrison has it for Leeds, but goes back and into his own half to bring Liam Cooper into the game, and Cooper's happy to go all the way back to Kiko Casilla, and Casilla stabs the ball out right-footed to Ben White, and then it goes further wide to Luke Ayling. Noise swirling all round Ellen Road like the wind this afternoon. Liam Cooper drives the ball up towards onto the head of Patrick Bamford, but his header just carries the ball straight through to Cabral, the keeper, and he rolls it out to the edge of the penalty area. Bamford tries to close the man in possession down quickly. It sails over the head then of Liam Cooper going the other direction, and Ben White is behind Cooper to pick up possession for Leeds. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Over on the right hand side, Luke Ayling chips the ball over the halfway line. Foot comes in from Pele over on the left hand side, and it goes out of play for a Leeds United throw-in, some 15 yards inside the Reading half. Hernandez back to Click, and then Click plays it down the channel. Great turn by Costa. He can move into the penalty area. Helder Costa, right foot drive, just wide. Well, he did all the hard work himself there, Helder Costa, and he put the ball into a very inviting position. Well, it was a shot, I think, but players were arriving. Nobody ultimately made the key contact.
Just needs to, though, hit the target. It was so close. Bamford was nearly there as well. Costa spins Liam Moore and then gets his head up, aiming for that far post. He's only inches wide, but if it goes 6 inches to the left, Bamford taps it in. 6 inches to the right, it's in the goal. Unfortunately for us, yet again, we miss.
So inside 5 minutes, Leeds create an opportunity as the ball is bouncing all the way back to Cabral, who will have been relieved indeed to see that ball flash past his far post. And he rolls the ball out and over the halfway line, where Dallas picks it up for Leeds United. Liam Cooper tries to put one over the top, maybe for Bamford to chase, but it's intercepted before it gets to Patrick Bamford, and Swift infield with a little touch to Pele, who goes past one challenge and then just about picks up the ball after the second challenge from Hernandez, who goes back to try and Terrier-like win the ball for Leeds. Now it suddenly opens up a little for Elise to push forward for Reading. The ball comes all the way across the edge of the penalty area to Meite over on this near side by the corner flag for Reading. Dallas in front of him, comes back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Yedom up from the full-back position, and Reading have forced a corner kick as the ball comes off Jack Harrison, and their first attack brings their first corner.
Yes, first bit of attacking play from Reading, and you can already see where their dangers are. There's a good few technical players out there with good ability on the ball. Can they certainly keep us out for 90 minutes will be the question, but there's no doubt, given their opportunity, given time and space, they can cause 1 or 2 problems.
So 5.5 minutes gone here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 0, Reading 0, but Leeds are defending the first corner kick of the game. Swift is the man who's going to deliver it for Reading. Ball into the penalty area, heads go up in there, headed clear by Calvin Phillips, comes out for Harrison, and then he hesitates a moment and then decides that the best policy is a clearance, long clearance forward, and then as it drops in the centre circle for Richards, he delivers it straight back into the hands of Kiko Casilla, who throws out overarms the right hand side to Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling infield to Jack Harrison, who's over on the right hand side, and then he plays a good ball out towards Click on the edge of the penalty area, tries to play it into Costa on the penalty spot. There's some movement there between the players, and it almost produces something for Leeds, but now they suddenly have to funnel back because Elise has made a really good run forward, striding forward for Reading. He's going deep into Leeds half. Leeds trying to get men back behind the ball now. Comes out to Meite on the edge of the penalty area. He's held up in that position. Support arrives, and then the ball is knocked back into the path of Yidam for a potential cross into the box. In it comes, headed clear by Cooper, comes back out for Yidam, knocked away from him by Hernandez, and then Harrison back to Dallas, and then Dallas to Hernandez, and back to Dallas. He has to just about stretch to keep the ball in play. He's got a bit of pressure on. Now Phillips gives the ball away, and Leeds almost create a little bit of a problem for themselves. They're playing in the triangle, but they got away with it. The ball comes out over the near side touchline, and it's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Midway inside their own half, Leeds at the moment on this, the near side, kicking towards the Kop end first half. Stuart Dallas gives it back to Liam Cooper, who's happy just to deliver over the halfway line. Waiting under it is the centre-half Michael Morrison, hugely experienced championship player. Lovely ball from Click, almost a lovely ball from Click. First time on the volley out to Costa, but it dropped short, and then Click has committed the foul. And so Reading have a free kick. Swift is the man who goes down under Click's challenge, and the free kick is awarded on the edge of the centre circle.
I think you can already see where Reading's strengths are. Elise, Swift, certainly Pele in that midfield area. They've got the ability to drift past players. When they get the ball in midfield, they can go past people, and suddenly things open up in front of them. Just got to make sure. Leeds certainly defend well, try and stop that.
Puskás is the man wearing the number 47 shirt, another famous footballing name. He's a Romanian rather than a Hungarian. And the ball, as it goes forward, catches the furthest forward Reading player offside. Morrison it is, and so Leeds get a free kick on the edge of the penalty area.
Hardly seems fair, does it? Puskás and Pele in the same side. Come on.
We might have to explain that to some of the younger listeners. Very famous footballers from days of yore. And neither Tony nor I ever saw them play.
Exactly.
I would just like to point out. As the ball is with Liam Cooper on the edge of the penalty area, and now Stuart Dallas has it. I have got Pele's autograph though. In fact, I've got 2 Pele autographs.
I did actually sit next to Pele at a dinner.
There we go.
That's there you go. How's that?
Anecdotes,
okay.
It's not even the same guy playing here. Ben White carries the ball forward for Leeds United. Up he goes towards the halfway line. And now Helder Costa. And Costa further forward to Bamford, who's deep for Leeds. And then there's a nice ball played in from Ayling to Click, and Click just rolls it back to the edge of the penalty area, but the only man waiting there was Swift in the Reading shirt. Now they break, and it's a 2 men v 3 Leeds defenders break, and they bring more men to join in, but Luke Ayling gets a very important touch in, and then there's a bad late challenge from Ayling, but the referee has allowed Reading to continue with the play because they have possession still. Swift with the ball on the edge of the penalty area, and then there's a chance for the cross in from the far side. It hits Swift and it goes behind for a goal kick. Now Luke Ayling's going to get spoken to by the referee, and in fact more than that, Luke Ayling is going to get a yellow card from the referee, so a very early caution for the Leeds player there.
Yes, it's certainly sliding in, but there's no doubt Ayling did get the ball. Unfortunately, these days, when you get a good piece of the man as well, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. So Ayling's got to take his medicine, yellow card.
Elise is still down, the physio is on, treatment is being offered, and the referee is standing over the Reading player to make sure he's okay. It was a ball that had to be won, I guess, to an extent. When you can see there are crisp bags, and inevitably there are crisp bags on the pitch, but they're swirling around in small pockets of air.
Look at the players' shirts as well. I mean, it's crazy down there, the wind.
So if you go in for a challenge like Ayling did there, I'm not entirely sure you can be really positive about where the ball's going to end up. The movement of the ball may be affected. This is the second weekend on the run. We've had these really strong winds across West Yorkshire. We've got flooding in the area, in the region, and the weather has been a real issue in this part of the world recently. Liam Cooper for Leeds United now to Stuart Dallas, who goes past the challenger Matey and then knocks the ball out to this near side touchline, and Jack Harrison to Hernandez, back to Harrison. Harrison carries the ball infield, still going through a crowd of Reading players, but the last of those players, Morrison, sticks a foot out and blocks his run, and Reading have possession now on this near side with Matey up to Pushkas on the halfway line. Back it goes to Matey, and he's got away from Calvin Phillips. He's got a bit of room to run into here up towards the edge of the penalty area. Well read by Ben White. He sticks a foot out, and not only does he divert the ball away from goal, but he also keeps possession for Leeds, who bring it away now with Cooper and Hernandez, and back to Cooper and back to Hernandez, who can look forward and play a ball over the top for Calvin Phillips, streaking forward for Leeds down the left-hand side, holds the play up. Now Harrison goes on the overlap, he gets the ball, low cross in, great ball in, and it breaks all the way past Bamford to the far side of the area, comes back for Harrison again, takes on the defender into Bamford, back to Harrison. I think he's overhit that ball to Harrison. The return pass is too heavy, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
It's another good piece of play, isn't it? And I had to check myself as well. Phillips on the left-hand side. What's going on? Up the wing. Good ball in. And Bamford just didn't quite get there. But good run across the defender, Liam Moore. Almost got on the end of it. And then when it comes back out, heavy second touch, unfortunately, back to Harrison. But certainly promise. And Harrison down this left-hand side. And Costa, I think. The last couple of games, I think they've been very good indeed. But what's missing is just that goal.
It's the bit in front of goal, maybe, that if Leeds add, everything falls into place. Conversation we've had more than once this season. The other imperative is the clean sheet at the other end, and it was a very welcome addition to the statistics in the game against Bristol City, because it's been a while. So Leeds need to keep them out and score them. I guess it's fairly straightforward, isn't it?
It's really straightforward, doesn't it, really? Yeah, absolutely, but easier said than done.
Bamford over on this left-hand side. Can he keep the ball in play? He can, just about, down by the corner flag. Harrison's in support, but Bamford goes to the edge of the penalty area. Hernandez, a little back heel, tries to find Click, and it doesn't quite work out. Swift, well, he dives over the challenger Harrison there, but the referee is sufficiently perturbed to give Reading a free kick by the Harrison challenge. I don't think there was any contact.
Absolutely not. And Swift, well, he's clever enough to know the challenge was coming in, and he just dives straight down. Harrison should just get talking to, but that's about it.
And Reading get a free kick midway inside their own half. Goalkeeper Cabral comes out to take it for them. Brazilian goalkeeper. Started his career at Santos. Played for some famous names, Napoli, Sampdoria and Reading. Cabral with the ball forward. Swings out towards this near side touchline where it drops from Matey. And Matey is challenged really successfully by Stuart Dallas. And then Dallas to Hernandez, square, back to the edge of the penalty area to White and then Ayling. And Ayling brings the ball a little further forward, then goes square to Cooper. Leeds making steady progress away from the edge of their own penalty area. Harrison back to Dallas, and Dallas back closer to that penalty area to Cooper. And then White has a bit more time and space to move the ball forward. He gives it to Ayling over on the right side. Costa sets off on a run. It's given instead to Hernandez. Comes back to Ben White. Costa's spun and started again. And then Ben White swings out to this near side instead, and it's going to bounce awkwardly for Yedum with Harrison on his back. Harrison has to keep his hands down and put the pressure on the defender, and it goes up in the air and it's gone out. And is that going to be a goal kick? Yes, it is. The final touch off Harrison down by the corner flag.
You just see the wind, can't you, with that crossfield ball from right to left. It just seems to be stalling up there, and other times it seems to be going straight through, so difficult. Try and keep it on the deck if they can.
Mark Bowen, the Reading manager, somebody I know quite well, had a chat before the game. Mark Bowen has come up against Marcelo Bielsa on one previous occasion when he was a coach with the Welsh national team under Mark Hughes' leadership, and Wales played Argentina in a friendly at the Millennium Stadium. Full-time scoreline in that game was 1-1. Wales took the lead inevitably. Craig Bellamy got the goal, and Bielsa then took his side to the World Cup finals. That was a warm-up game for them, so they have met before, and they're watching Puskás pick up from a loose Leeds pass. Calvin Phillips with the first challenge and the second challenge has done really well for Leeds, and now Harrison has it, and Harrison overplays a little on the halfway line but recovers, and then he's flattered to the ground. Leeds have the advantage though. Referee's done well there. Click on this near side, comes in from the touchline, he's into the penalty area. Matthias Click still going, right foot, can't get any power in the shot at all, and it rolls harmlessly into the hands of Cabral. So it was a good advantage played by the referee there. Reading come quickly back in return as Costa can't stop the forward run of the Pele, and Pele plays it out to the far side of the penalty area, and Casilla came off his goal line, and the ball was headed beyond Kiko Casilla. Now Kiko Casilla is calling for the yellow card.
Yeah, but he shouldn't do that. That's the last thing he should be doing, is giving the referee any sort of umbrance to talk to him. But Swift had to be booked. It was a shocking challenge. He waited until the stop. Yeah, a long time, but a stop in play. But the challenge itself on Harrison was just a poor one, simple as that. And here, Kiko, 100% sure he knew exactly what was going on, and he didn't. Reading play got there first.
Yeah, Rinomhota was just a little bit unlucky actually. He gambled, he made the run.
That's awful. That's a yellow card all day long.
So we've had a yellow card apiece in the opening stages of this championship fixture. It's still Leeds United 0, Reading 0. Hernandez trying to nod the ball back into the path of Bamford, but it's won back by Richards for Reading, and then he plays the ball all the way forward beyond any Reading player, any Leeds player, and through to Kiko Casilla. 16 minutes gone here at Ellen Road. No score. Stuart Dallas for Leeds United, and then Liam Cooper, and Cooper then wide to Ben White. Reading 15th in the table at start of play, but their away record is slightly better than their home record. Leeds attacking now. Helder Costa down the right side, going for the byline maybe. Challenge is made, and he goes past the challenge, and he gets it back to Click, who's in the penalty area. There's a crowd of players around him. How can he get the ball out of there? Well, he just stabs it back to Luke Ayling, and Leeds can try and start again from the far side. Ayling gets it back from Costa, and then it's played down the channel, but Click has just pushed the player in front of him, and that's a concession of a frustrating free kick for Leeds. And Pablo Hernandez demonstrates his frustration, just kind of punches the air there, because Leeds had established a little base camp over on that far side of the box, and then they gave the ball away with the free kick.
You're right, and they had two opportunities to actually get it in the box. I think that's what you need to do once you get into those last third positions. When you do find that space, try and deliver, just overplaying slightly.
So the ball is just outside the box. It's rolling as the referee awaits and doesn't yet give the signal for Cabral, the goalkeeper. Now he gets it, and he plays the ball down the far side touchline. Header won by White. Leeds end up with a throw in, still in their own half, and Luke Ayling gets the ball back over on that far side. Match winner for Leeds in the last game. Not really had the opportunity to get into a similar position yet in this game. Far advanced. Leeds come down this left-hand side with Harrison on the halfway line. Infield, Hernandez has got all the space. He's taken off his foot by Dallas, and Dallas to Bamford, and Bamford's return pass to Dallas is miss-hit, and Leeds have to make sure that Reading can't counter here, because Rinomhota has carried up towards the halfway line. Then they give it away. Ayling's behind it to chest down to Bamford. Bamford onto Costa, gets it back off Costa. Needs a bit of help here maybe, Patrick Bamford. Up towards the edge of the penalty area, rolls the pass off for Harrison, and again not quite the ball that was required from Patrick Bamford there. So Leeds United see another attempt at building an attack thwarted, and now Puskás has it for Reading in the Leeds half over on the far side in front of the east stand. He brings the figure of Michael Olise into play. Elise has it back again, needs help in the centre circle from Morrison. Bamford will chase, but the ball comes out to this near side, and Yidom, former Barnsley man. Dallas is in swiftly for Leeds. Over the top now then. Bamford will put pressure on Morrison here. Morrison wins the first header, and then Bamford forces him to hurry the clearance. Dallas and Mighty in a right scrap. Neither of them get the header, and Puskás comes up with the ball ultimately for Reading. Back to Elise in the centre circle. Back it goes to Rinomhota rather, and he goes wide to the far side, and the man pushing forward there is Omar Richards for Reading, not too far outside the Leeds penalty area, into the Leeds penalty area now, and Liam Cooper's read it and intercepts and plays it back out to the far touchline. Reading have it back again there though. Leeds have more defending to do as the ball is swung into the penalty area, and Dallas does well, I think, ultimately to leave that one. I think he realised it was overhit, and it comes out over the near side touchline.
I'm not sure he left it. I think he was certainly going for it, and I think the wind just took it away from him. And from that side, I think Dallas thought, right, I can get to this one, and all of a sudden it went away from him. But you can sense, can't you, that Reading got to be careful with them. They certainly have some talented individuals. Well, so hopefully it's going to be okay.
Stuart Dallas has stayed down after that attempt at a header. So whether he landed awkwardly, he went full spread eagle at it basically.
There's the ball. It comes across really well, and he tried to get there. That there's no doubt.
Landing,
yeah.
Well, he's jogged away. He's coming towards the near side touchline because his duties require him to be ready to take the throw in for Leeds United, which was the result of that overhit, wind-assisted cross. So Dallas takes it from down by the corner flag. 20 minutes gone, 0-0. Jack Harrison. Back it goes to Dallas. Takes a slight deflection off the back of Swift. And then Bamford and Morrison. Well, Bamford almost came away with the ball, but it breaks for Reading. Yidom right side, in it goes to Swift. Swift up towards the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area. Puskás now tries to get the low block in. Swift comes in. Leeds getting bodies behind the ball, but Swift has it back, plays it goalwards, and again it's blocked. And then Hernandez gets a really lucky rebound off Yidom, and he brings Harrison into play. The conditions are tricky. You can see the players are struggling to control the ball successfully here because it's just been taken off their toes on occasions.
You're quite right. As soon as they take control of the ball, they look up, see where the body is in front of them, they look down again, the ball's moved, so just got to be careful. Harrison
does well to work it with Dallas. Leeds cross the halfway line. They swing the ball over to the far side to Helder Costa, right out by the touchline. Leeds get a throw in as Costa tries to turn away from the marking player Richards. Leeds take the throw in through Ayling to Costa. Costa holds the ball up and now brings Hernandez into it. Hernandez up towards the edge of the box just beyond Bamford. It's that last pass. Leeds put the killer ball in. There's opportunity here. Trying to put pressure on the man in possession for Reading, and that is Morrison at the moment. Morrison over the halfway line for Puskás, and then back into his own territory with Cooper tight to his back. Puskás still has Cooper there, and he brings Yidom into the play, and then Yidom gives it to Pele, and Pele's forced wide by both Harrison and Costa. And Costa almost wins the ball off Yidom there, but it just carries a little too far on, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. So Reading throw in, midway inside their own half. Mark Bowen gives his players a little clap there. They'll be relatively happy with the way the game has started. Leeds not able to maraud forward to the same extent as we saw in the previous home game so far. A couple of openings created. And the ball on the near side touchline. Again, it's going to be a Reading throw in off the shins of Jack Harrison. And it's just a little further down the touchline than that previous throw-in. But a chance for Yidom to hurl it down the near side, over the halfway line at least. Takes his time and then delivers straight onto the header, Stuart Dallas. Harrison for Leeds, up to Bamford, holds the ball up, lays it off nicely. Now Leeds have got extra bodies in the attack here. Hernandez keeps going up towards the edge of the penalty area. Hernandez with a shot, it comes out, breaks for Costa, far side of the area. It all opened up for Pablo Hernandez for a moment there, but the shot was blocked. Now Luke Ayling has it far side, in it goes to Click on the edge of the area, but the pass is misplaced, and Puskás shoves Ben White off the ball. Ben White recovers really well and gets the ball back for Leeds and gives it back to Kiko Casilla, who applauds his teammates' efforts. And then Casilla along the ground to Liam Cooper, to Calvin Phillips, and back to Liam Cooper. And then Stuart Dallas. And Stuart Dallas, in it goes to Hernandez. Hernandez turns straight to Morrison, but it breaks back for Stuart Dallas again. Dallas infield, just beyond. It's a bit frustrating at the moment from Leeds because that killer pass is not there at the moment, and Reading now break menacingly with Rinomhota up towards the edge of the area and Puskás, and it's a diving save from Casilla. He pushes the ball away from goal and behind. It's one of those instances where you think maybe Kiko Casilla just could have got his hands on that.
Absolutely, it's almost in slow motion, wasn't it? Everyone could see where the ball was going to go, but again, Reading on the break. Just it's a long way out. No one around him. Didn't need to push that one out through a corner kick. And of course, on this right-hand side, Swift, the delivery from Swift at the Reading corner previously was absolutely fantastic. So got to be careful, got to defend well here.
So Leeds have some pressure to absorb here. And Swift is ready to deliver again for the away team. Pablo Hernandez waits between Swift and the edge of the penalty area. It's going to go comfortably over Hernandez's head, and it's Bamford who's the man at the near post to head clear there. And then Leeds try and break themselves now with Harrison. Harrison pushed towards the near side touchline, but he's still got the ball. And then Harrison is penalised for a push on Pele. Well, that can't be, because Harrison is so much smaller than Pele that how on earth would he knock him to the ground?
Well, Pele was actually trying to do the same thing to Harrison, wasn't he? So just a loss of balance. Stronger centre of gravity from Harrison there, no problems, but free kick against us.
So Leeds can, I think, count themselves a little unfortunate with that one there. Reading can feel happy that they have the chance to get the ball back to the edge of the Leeds penalty area, and they take that chance now from Swift onto the head's far side. Puskás on the penalty spot, lays it into the path of Morrison, back to Puskás again. Leeds have three men around him. It breaks to Hernandez. Hernandez works it out to Bamford, and then Bamford can make the second ball. No, he can't, and it's scooped away from him and all the way through to Kiko Casilla, and Leeds will push down the right hand side as Casilla wastes no time in throwing out overarm. Now Ayling delivers from that far side to this near side, but again it drops short of Bamford. Really hard to judge those balls today, and a lot of them are holding up, and it's giving the defenders the chance to get in front of the attacking player. And Reading try and break again, but Leeds break up the attack, and they come themselves with Luke Ayling over the halfway line. Out to Hernandez. Hernandez has Costa going wide. He gets the ball to Helder Costa. Helder Costa can't get past the first challenge though, and Leeds suddenly have to think about defending once more. Will Costa commit the foul? No, he won't. Calvin Phillips comes across with a clean challenge, and the ball spins up in the air, and Omar Richards' run is stopped by decisive action on the part of Calvin Phillips.
Stopped in its tracks. My God, what a challenge that was. I love it.
So Reading do have a throw in. So the game is swinging from end to end, and Reading are at the moment giving as good as they get. So Leeds United do look like they've got a real job on this afternoon. Anticipated. It's the Championship. They're all like this. So few gimmies in this league, top to bottom. Reading have possession. It's lovely play there by Elise, making the most of his place in the first team, and he's got the ball out to Yidam on this right hand side, and he tries to cross, and it comes off Harrison. It's going to be a Reading throw in. And Elise has been an impressive performer in midfield so far for Reading.
He certainly has. Twinkle toes, great ability he's got, just drifts past players.
And Reading have a throw in down by the corner flag in front of the south stand. Yidam waiting for the right move as the ball goes in towards the feet of Swift. Swift sees it knocked off his toes and out for another throw in. Again, pretty much same position for Reading, so advance deep in Leeds territory. And Yidam will possibly find the same man here as Mighty offers another option. And Swift is short, and it goes in towards Rinomhota, and then it's come back to Yidam on this near side, but it's hooked away from him by Jack Harrison. Bit of pressure on Leeds here at the moment. Got to get the ball out to their own half. It goes back into the Reading half now, but it goes all the way back to the keeper, and Bamford's up there on his own at the moment doing the tracking job. And Leeds begin to move further forward now as Ayling puts pressure on Elise. Elise comes back towards the edge of the box, and Morrison out towards Yidam on this near side. Now there's a bit more pressure, but Harrison sees the ball sail over his head, and then Dallas does well against Mighty to allow the ball to roll out of play, and Leeds United have the throw in their own half, and Dallas takes it short to Cooper, closed down by Puskás, and then it goes back to Casilla, and Casilla has a short pass to Ben White, which he takes. And Ben White looks forward, and we've had 29 minutes, and Calvin Phillips
down,
has just dropped to the ground
from that challenge, you know,
with no play around him, and Calvin Phillips Well, this is not a good sign for Leeds United. They've sent young Oliver Casey to get warmed up straight away, and Calvin Phillips is in some discomfort here, so the physios are on, and there's not exactly a hush descending over Ellen Road, but it's not a sight that Leeds fans want to see. That Calvin Phillips, as Tony pointed out a moment ago, involved in a real bone-shaking challenge to block a Reading attack, and maybe this is the impact of that. It is indeed.
Well, it certainly was an excellent challenge, but the follow-through, I do think, from the Reading left-back may have caused him one or two problems. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. I mean, he has been vital since he's come back in the side. He's performed really well, made everything around him work even better, and hopefully he's going to be okay, but he's still there. And if at all possible, I know he'd love to be out there helping his teammates out.
Well, it's the left leg, isn't it? It looks like maybe the calf or just below the knee, left side of the leg. He's back on his feet. No signal given from the physios at this moment indicating that his day is over. And he's walking a little gingerly, admittedly, towards the near side touchline. But I think it's one of those where they will definitely give this one a few minutes at least to see whether Calvin Phillips can shake that one off. If he can play, he will play, and he's jogging a little more comfortably towards the near side now.
You just wonder as well, sometimes those sort of challenges, it might just buzz your knee a little bit, and you feel something in your knee, you don't take any chances at all. So he's gone down, rightly so. Gives himself an extra minute or two to recover, see if it has really gone any better. Physio goes on there, moves it around a little bit. If it's okay, he says, no, come on, get me back on.
He's had a little drink, he's had some refreshment, Calvin Phillips, and he's ready to re-enter the fray. Leeds have the possession, and Luke Ayling, as Phillips gets the applause as he comes back on, one to keep an eye on, possibly though. Almost straight back into the action, but Harrison is the option instead for Dallas, and Dallas, up it goes to Flick, back to Harrison, back to Dallas, and Dallas is forced all the way back to Liam Cooper. Leeds playing the ball in their own half at the moment. Now Ben White, he can carry it forward for Leeds. There's a bit more space in front of Ben White. Luke Ayling offers an option, but he goes straight through the middle, White, and he's still going with the ball at his feet, and he gets the ball back, and it almost broke from off Click, but now Leeds have got to get back themselves because the ball is carried forward by Pele, still going for Reading. He's a long way forward for them now, not too far outside the D on the edge of the area. Then Leeds break. Now they can break if Dallas can pick up here, and he can. And Leeds can set the runner off. Bamford, he'd started the run, but he's not going to get it. He's offside, Patrick Bamford, so he has to let it run. Hernandez is over his shoulder, and then there's an over-hit back pass and a crazy little period of play there. And Liam Moore almost caused his keeper problems, but Reading tidy it up, and they get the ball back to the halfway line. And as quickly as Leeds break, Reading do the same, and Leeds have a man down far side again. And I think it's Helder Costa this time, as the ball goes into touch over on the far side. Costa stayed down on the far side in an advanced position and is not moving at all at the moment, and further concerns for Leeds United on that basis.
Well, certainly a bad sign. Ball goes out there, but it's at the other end where we have a problem with Helder Costa. Now look at Phillips, Costa. Injuries, of course, are part and parcel, but we have some key players, don't we? I think certainly Phillips is one of those, and Costa, last few games he's been doing fantastically well. Just that goal missing to his game, but despite that he's played really well. Started today decent, but Reading, you've got to say, here's the challenge again. You know what, it's just an awkward one, isn't it?
Rolled off the Reading player.
Gone put his foot down, he's just twisted something, ankle. Did he get a kick?
So Tyler Roberts is amongst the potential replacements warming up down below us. Jamie Shackleton as well, Alioski, and Casey still going through the warm-up routine, I guess with an eye on Calvin Phillips, just monitoring that situation. Helder Costa remains down over on the far side touchline, sitting up now, and Marcelo Bielsa crouched, pensive in the technical area. Doesn't say an awful lot. A lot's being said to Marcelo Bielsa. He ponders and rises, and the conversation continues with Helder Costa still looking like this might be an issue for Leeds now, because whereas Calvin Phillips was back on his feet relatively quickly, Helder Costa looks a lot more tentative in his movement as he goes to the far side touchline. Right ankle, it would appear, from the fact he's clutching that at this very moment, and he winces as he limps his way up the touchline. He is ready to come back on again, but again, that will be a watching brief in terms of the medical staff for Leeds United. at the other end, Reading have a throw in, as play will shortly resume as we head ever closer to the half-time interval here. 34 minutes gone, 0-0. Luke Ayling defends for Leeds, onto Patrick Bamford, who's played quite a lot of his football in a quite deep lying role in this first half. Ball played beyond Click, easy pick up for Morrison. Passing's not been at its best for Leeds by any stretch in the first 35 minutes so far today. All over the head of Dallas and over the head of Mighty and over the near side touchline as well. Leeds throwing.
I think you're right, last 10-15 minutes Leeds have been a little loose in that midfield and last third area, but Reading seem to be coping with the conditions fine.
Good throw from Dallas into the path of Harrison, and then Harrison back to White, and White wide to Luke Ayling. Costa hugging the touchline, gets the ball back off Ayling, and he sets off on a run, so that's encouraging. Phillips under pressure, wasn't given the best ball in the world there by Luke Ayling. Cooper now steps in for Leeds, now White, and White will go back to Casilla, and Casilla has an easy option with Dallas on the outside of the edge of the penalty area, and then Dallas forward to Click, and Click gives it back to Cooper, and Cooper out to this near side, and Harrison, nutmegs from Harrison, and then he's dragged back by Mighty, and that has to be a yellow card, and it is a yellow card because he nutmegged the Reading player, ran round him, picked up the ball up on the other side, and he just had his shirt almost pulled off his back there as he tried to make forward progress. It's the most obvious shirt pull you ever
absolutely
see.
That's a yellow card, but more importantly I think Calvin Phillips is going to come off. He does not look comfy out there. He's on his haunches again.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips looks like he might be a change. Alioski is being summoned back to the dugout, and Leeds are about to, well, once a free kick is taken and once the ball is out to play again, Leeds will make that change. Costa trying to control in a forward position, loses out to Swift, and then tries to get the ball back, but Phillips has it for Leeds. So Calvin Phillips trying to show that there's still life there yet in this game for him, and then it's cleared off the foot of Phillips, but he walks back again.
He's not moving
slowly.
well.
He's
no,
not moving properly, and I suppose the gamble would be to leave him on and cause longer lasting damage. They won't want to take that gamble, I'm sure. So Click over on the far side just chips the ball up a little, hopefully, but it might yet drop for Hernandez. Can't put the foot in without fouling the Reading player, so he pulls out, but it's Reading who have it over by the far side corner flag, and Bamford's pressure results only in a goal kick, and now I think Leeds will be set to make the change. So we are seeing Alioski ready to come on, and we're seeing Calvin Phillips, unfortunately it would appear, ready to come off. So the board goes up, and Phillips not walking entirely comfortably at all, moves slowly towards this near side touchline. Huge applause. He looks a slightly dejected figure. Calvin Phillips knows how big this is for Leeds United, knows how big every game is for Leeds United. Had that enforced break through suspension, won't want another break now through injury. And Leeds of course have another big game to come on Wednesday evening at Middlesbrough.
there's no doubt that's a blow. He is so integral, but you're quite right in that possibly if you leave him on he could do more damage. He's going straight down the tunnel, and rightly so.
So it looks like Ben White comes into midfield and Luke Ayling goes into the centre of defence, and Stuart Dallas has gone to right back and Alioski's gone to left back, so all change out there. And Leeds United will hope that the changes that have been rung, enforced changes that have been rung, will not disrupt them in terms of play.
It's bound to disrupt you, isn't it? That's the only problem. It's not just one position, it's like 3 or 4 have had to change. And Ben White, is that his best position? No, it's centre half. Luke Ayling, yes, of course he can play centre half. I think right back's his best position. Fortunately for Dallas, he can play anywhere fantastically well, but I still think it's a blow.
And Dallas is in action over on the right-hand touchline and in a far advanced position for Leeds, level with the edge of the Reading penalty area. He takes a throw in for Leeds United to Helder Costa, almost on the byline. Costa back to goal, gives it back to Stuart Dallas. Can he cross? He can curl the ball. It's a lovely ball from Dallas as well, and Morrison at full stretch to clear away for Reading. It comes back to Dallas via Costa on that far side, given back to Dallas if he can get inside the defender. Not quite, and then brought down surely right in front of the ref's assistant. Nothing given there. And the Leeds fans over on that far side scream for a free kick, and Puskás it is instead, who picks the ball up for Reading just on the edge of the centre circle in his own half. And the away side start to bring the ball forward, and Leeds have to funnel back behind the ball, and it's played over the top, and Casilla will run quickly out to the edge of the area to gather that attempted through ball.
Reading have actually done that quite well. The ball up to Puskas. He's the striker, number 47 out there. When the ball comes up to him, he's strong. He holds it up and brings others into play. Just by holding the ball up for 2 or 3 seconds allows then that midfield to come and join him, and then Reading, off they go on their attack.
Well, he's their record signing, so they would expect an important contribution from the Romanian international. Jack Harrison for Leeds United to Pablo Hernandez. Infield to Alioski. Alioski back to Harrison. Harrison cuts it back to Hernandez. Can he make space in the penalty area? Well, he can. He does make space in the penalty area, but then he stumbles and the shot is misplaced by some distance and sails away from goal and into the midst of the Leeds fans behind the goal.
Really was good play, but he spent more time trying to get away from Pele, and the challenge came in. He just couldn't compose himself to hit the target.
And so it will be a Reading goal kick, and Cabral spots the ball up on the edge of the 6-yard box near side. It's been a fairly frustrating first half for Leeds, but Reading have had a big part to play in that, taking the game to the opponents whenever they've had the opportunity. Moved it around quite well, and the wind is not helping. Conditions are tricky as Swift goes down in the centre circle, and Reading get a free kick as a result of that challenge on the midfielder, and the ball is spotted up on the halfway line, or so it should be, because that's where the challenge took place. It's right in the centre circle, and a check on the clock tells us that we've got inside 5 minutes of normal time remaining, plus some added for those 2 Leeds United injuries, both Calvin Phillips, who's departed, and Helder Costa, who's still on the park, as the free kick is overhit and it goes behind, and it's going to be a goal kick. Remind you, in scores elsewhere, last night Fulham drew at Derby, and this afternoon lunchtime Brentford drew at home with Blackburn, having come from 2 goals down to draw 2-2. Costa on the far side, great work by Helder Costa. Now he's worked great space on the edge of the penalty area, holds the ball, and then it's taken off his toes by the defender running back towards goal and into the hands of Cabral. Well, it was an extravagant turn there from Helder Costa that threw the defender off completely, but as he got into the box, it just went a little awry. Well,
at least he looks 100% fit since that knock, but what an awful ball it was up from Bamford. But after that, great play from Helder Costa. Couldn't quite find yet again that final pass.
Ball in the centre circle, drops for Click. Click goes wide right side to Helder Costa. Sliding intervention is from Elise, and it's going to be a Leeds throw in over on the far side, just inside the Leeds half. Stuart Dallas, the new right back, is there to take it. Hernandez back to Dallas, and then Dallas comes infield to Liam Cooper, who spreads it to his left hand side, and Ben White back to Cooper just outside the penalty area. And now it goes to Luke Ayling to carry, and then Luke Ayling looking up, needs help, gives the ball to Pablo Hernandez right on the touchline, in towards the edge of the penalty. It's beyond Patrick Bamford, but it comes for Click, and Click hooks it to this near side of the box, and Jack Harrison, whose control is really good. Harrison, can he deliver the ball? And yes, he can! And Costa comes to meet it, and it's deflected off the defender, and that deflection off the defender probably prevents the goal.
It does. Liam Moore is the defender who gets his body in the way, but really good play. And Harrison down this left-hand side, what about that touch yet again? He played really well the last month or two, I've got to say. Gets the ball across, and finally we see Costa coming in off that right-hand side. A good effort, but Moore just in the way.
So Harrison will take the corner kick. No Phillips now, of course, for these set pieces. Harrison is back on corner kicking duties. Players moving around in the penalty area, but Harrison takes his time. Click comes towards him now, offers him a short option if he wants it. Harrison still waiting to take this corner kick. Now it comes in, almost just beyond the head of Luke Ayling, but off the head of Rinomhota, so another Leeds corner kick results. And Harrison stays over on this near side. Leeds kicking towards the Kop end in the first half. Everybody standing behind the goal, standing, hoping. Quickly taken, short corner kick. Click has it. Click delivers into the penalty area. White lets it go just beyond him. A slight flick on it, but the only man there waiting was a Reading man, and it comes all the way back for Dallas to just roll it back to Kiko Casilla at the other end in the other penalty area. And Leeds have to start all over again. And it's from the edge of the penalty box there, beginning that work now with Liam Cooper. And Cooper out to the right-hand side and Luke Ayling. And we've got a minute and a half and less now of normal time first half, probably 3-4 minutes to be added on. Bamford working with Dallas. Dallas looks up for options. Harrison provides one. Harrison through the middle for Leeds. Plays the ball, comes out for Hernandez, whose shot is deflected and carries behind. And Leeds get another corner kick, and suddenly a little period of Leeds United pressure starts to build.
Absolutely, this is better, and get Hernandez on that ball in the middle third as well. Harrison swapped wings. Actually, it could have come all the way through as well to Alioski, who was making the run.
It's Harrison with the cross into the penalty area. Bamford jumped a little too early, comes out for Ayling to drive it just over the top. And Luke Ayling saw a great chance there to add to his goal tally, but maybe just slightly leaning back as he made contact, and the ball carried up and over the crossbar.
Well, Luke Ayling has scored some important goals, and here this could have been another one. Good control and just lets fly. Unfortunately, didn't quite get over the ball.
As a result of the challenges made to try and block that, Reading had 2 men lying prone in the penalty area at the end of all that action. Both of them now back on their feet and able to continue the game. And Leeds United have another glimpse, another chance. And we have 3 added minutes in this first period, and we'll be moving into that added period in the next 5 seconds. So 3 more minutes for Leeds to try and keep the pressure on. Can they yet go in ahead in this first half? Ball over the halfway line, loops up in the air. Alioski comes to try and win the header against Mighty, who gets the contact first, and then it drops on the halfway line for a ball over the top. Ayling is defending for Leeds. Casillas there behind him, and Casillas is who gets the ball off Ayling and then gives it out to the near side edge of the penalty area to Liam Cooper, who goes back across the other side of the park, and Luke Ayling. And Luke Ayling strides forward for Leeds now over the halfway line. Just Dallas on the outside, Costa on the inside. Now Hernandez is there for Leeds. Hernandez infield to Harrison through the middle. Harrison over the top for Alioski. First touch from Alioski is saved by the keeper. Comes out for Click, and then Click, is he held up in the box? No, nothing given by the referee. And Reading smuggle the ball clear, and then Leeds can come again. Harrison near side now. Hernandez. This is good play from Leeds United. Click leaves the ball run because, well, Click can move from an offside position, and so let the ball roll, and then the linesman far side flag, so the referee is overruled.
Done well, yeah, referee's done well.
Leeds have the corner kick, and they've taken it quickly, and it's played into an area where there's no Leeds shirts by Click. Disappointing cross, but Leeds have still got possession. Cooper gives it back to Dallas in the centre circle, and now he delivers a longer ball up towards the edge of the box. Easy header for Yedum into Swift, and Swift can control there and bring the ball away in a more controlled fashion for Reading, and he goes wide to Elise. And Leeds can reflect on another chance created there. They come again now then. Dallas can drive on for Leeds United into Reading territory. Ayling's gone wide as Bamford goes down through the middle out to the sight of the referee. Click linking up with Stuart Dallas just outside the penalty area. Harrison on the near side. Yedum stretches, and he's the last man, and his intervention stops the ball coming to Hernandez, and Leeds have to settle for a throw in.
Well, at the moment some really good pressure from Leeds United. Mark Barnes pointing across the pitch at his man down, but nothing doing there, just a collision. But at the moment Reading just hanging on slightly, but Leeds, we can't find that final ball just yet, but good pressure.
Real sight of goal for Alioski there, but the keeper made the save. Alioski has possession for Leeds now. We've got 50 seconds of the first half added time remaining. Ayling in the centre circle, moves out to the centre circle, goes wide to Dallas, keeps the ball in play, gives it back to Ayling. Last chance maybe for Leeds. Ayling down the channel to Costa, lays it off for Dallas. Dallas by the corner flag, plays a great ball, really inviting ball across the edge of the 6-yard area. And Harrison just thumps his own forehead there, knowing any kind of intervention, if Leeds had maybe just gambled, there might have been something in it for them.
You're exactly right. It was Bamford that should have got across that near post, and of course then Harrison on the left-hand side should be tracking that ball. It's a brilliant ball. It really is from Dallas on that right-hand side. There's space in between the defenders and the goalie, and he's put it straight in that dangerous area.
Dallas and Costa are working well down the right, and the switch around at the moment has almost only had a positive impact. As the half-time whistle signals, and it's all square as the two teams turn and head for the tunnel. Leeds United have had the better moments, no question about that in the first period, but they've got to make it count, Tony. All square, 0-0, as we prepare to begin yet another big half of football for Leeds United. Said it so many times this season, but the deeper we get into the second half of the season, March fast approaching, the more pressure falls on every game that Leeds United play. We're underway. Reading it is who play the ball back to Morrison at the start of the second half. He goes long up and towards the edge of the Leeds penalty area where Cooper wins the header. Swift underneath it, loses out to Click, and Click goes back to central midfielder now, Ben White. And White to Dallas, and then Costa on this near side touchline. And back in field to Stuart Dallas, and Dallas goes all the way left to Alioski. And Alioski has to go back away to just get to the ball, and Liam Cooper now, he delivers a long ball over the top, maybe looking for the run of Costa. Headed away from the penalty area and then picked up by Click just outside the box. Tries a drive, oh, it's gone wide from Matthias Click, and that suddenly developed into a really good chance for Leeds United, just off target.
I thought he lined that up perfectly as well. I was waiting for it to hit the back of the net. He nicks in here on Pele, wins the ball, has so much time and space, gets his head up and just cannot hit the target. Keeper with nothing to do again. Actually, it's a long way wide as well, needs to do a little better.
So almost the perfect start to the second half for Leeds United inside the first minute indeed, but a chance goes wide. Leeds trying to win the ball back on the halfway line. It's beyond Alioski, and there's a foul by Alioski. Just caught the Reading player a little late, Yidam, and it's a free kick to Reading on the halfway line. Swift takes it. Alioski's out of position. It's played forward and the flag is up, and Casilla makes the save. The flag had been raised on the far side for offside, and the referee had already blown. And Leeds have a free kick on the edge of the box, and as the ball is placed down, it rolls away from the spot because it's got the wind behind it. And I think it was blowing in our direction there, from the direction of the east stand. And it's unpredictable because it is swirling around. A gust blows across our commentary position. Papers all rise in the air. Leeds attack in the meantime. Dallas gets the ball beyond the first challenge. Will he get to the second ball off Costa? No, he won't. And so he has to put pressure on Elise instead. Down by the corner flag, can Leeds force something from this position? Well, fair play to Elise. He's done really well to get the ball a long way up there. Cooper with a header for Leeds, and Click helps it on to Hernandez. Hernandez back to the halfway line to Luke Ayling. Luke Ayling, though, has shown too much of that to Elise. He's quickly out of defence and past another challenge, and then Click takes the ball off the Reading player. Now Click is through the middle, plays the ball to Hernandez. Hernandez has Costa on this right-hand side of the box. Costa holds it up, takes on the last defender, drives it in low, and there's another block there, and it's out for a throw-in on this near side.
Really is good play from Leeds, winning the ball back. Elise showed some great feet, but the way that the white shirts get around him, win the ball back and go on the counter is really impressive.
Hernandez right on the byline, gets the ball, keeps the ball, loses the ball. Swift takes it away from him. Hernandez just catches Swift as he runs forward, and so that's a free kick to Reading. And Swift is in no hurry for the free kick to be taken, so Hernandez knocks the ball out of his hand. Not much contact on the Reading player from Hernandez there, but the referee saw sufficient to award the free kick, which Cabral has come out of the penalty area to take for the visitors, whose fans are down below us in the west stand. Half the allocation ended up going to Leeds United. There's another packed crowd here at Ellen Road, but suddenly it's Puskás on the attack for Reading, up towards the edge of the box. White's got to control the situation. The ball just blows away from Ben White there and goes behind, and Reading have a corner kick as a result.
Well, you know what, I'm sure the wind just turned then. I mean, I thought it was actually going left to right, and now I'm looking down at the crisp packets. They're all going the other way now, and you just saw the ball there fly off the turf. And Ben White just couldn't get it under control, and you can see the corner flag as well.
Yeah, it's bending towards the cop end, isn't it? Gives you an indication of wind direction, but only in that corner. So tricky for defenders here, and Leeds have got to get it right from this corner kick as the signal is given far side. Players jockeying in the penalty area. It swings in, it's beyond Stuart Dallas, and then Harrison, can he work the ball out to Costa? Not quite, and Reading pick up again through Elise, and then Pele's well challenged by Dallas. Second great challenge from Dallas. Ball comes over the touchline, but the final touch apparently off the Leeds man, much to the annoyance of the home supporters, and the free throw-in rather is awarded to Reading. And Elise under pressure again from Dallas, trying to get at the young Reading player. Goes all the way back to Cabral. Bamford's charged up, trying to put pressure on the goalkeeper. It's played past Patrick Bamford, but he's still there, still sniffing around, still chasing, still going at the goalkeeper, who plays the ball off the ground, longer this time, over the halfway line. It's flicked beyond Alioski, goes to Puskás, midway inside the Leeds half. Good ball in field. Well, not quite a good ball in field. Ben White had read it, and now Hernandez back to White, and he'll play forward. Has licence to do that from a midfield role. Hernandez is caught in possession, but the ball comes for Bamford anyway. Leeds have bodies over on the left-hand side. Alioski is one of them. Harrison's gone beyond him. Alioski carries the ball into the penalty area towards the penalty spot. Is cleared away from that position by Pele.
Just delayed the cross, Alioski. About the first time he got the head up, and there was 3 players inside the box. Costa, Bamford and Hernandez. Ball didn't come in.
Alioski and Harrison link up on the far side in from the touchline. Harrison is pushed to the ground there. That's going to be a Leeds United free kick, because he'd done the hard bit. Looked like he'd beaten Yidam, and Yidam just basically hand in the chest and pushed Jack Harrison to the floor.
Well, he's complaining. I'm not exactly sure why. Great turn from Harrison. That's not allowed, unfortunately.
Clear as day, the push. Leeds United do have this chance. Harrison is over the ball to swing it into the penalty area. No Calvin Phillips to take these now. Phillips off injured in the first half. Harrison has Cooper, Bamford, White all in the penalty area. Alioski, Costa, Click and Ayling all on the edge, and Reading have a line of charcoal grey shirts just inside the box defending. Now the ball comes in from Harrison, and it's over the head of Cooper just, and it's headed behind, and Leeds United have a corner kick, and Harrison goes over to that far side to take it for them, and Leeds keep all those white shirts in the penalty area. Harrison thinks about going short to Click, who's given him that option short, and then Click spins away and goes back into the penalty area, and Harrison I think will deliver something a little more conventional. In it comes now, heads up in there, it's cleared away by Pele. Costa tries to get it back into the box, it comes back out to Hernandez. Hernandez has Harrison wide, and Hernandez plays the ball into Harrison now. Harrison into the penalty area, comes back for Click. Click goes, oh, it's hit his own player Cooper. Costa for Leeds, low shot, and it just goes wide of the post. Well, Liam Cooper couldn't get out of the way of that one. I suspect it was going goalwards, so Leeds come close again.
Excellent ball to Harrison, wasn't it, from Hernandez, and the pullback was perfect. Click was lining it up, but you're right, it's Coops. Centre half just gets in the way, he tries to get out of it, but when it comes to Costa, too many bodies in the way, couldn't hit the target. But a good start to the second half from Leeds.
So everybody back towards the halfway line as Cabral takes the goal kick. We've had 52 minutes at Ellen Road. It's Leeds United 0, Reading 0. Bamford for Leeds. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Alioski over the halfway line to Bamford. Patrick Bamford into Luke Ayling then in his own half. Now Luke Ayling's over the halfway line. Looks for options. Finds one in Dallas, and Dallas is under-hit the pass. Hernandez skips over the challenge of the on-sliding Omar Richards. And Leeds get a throw in. Dallas is taking it. Hernandez, not the best ball to Dallas, but he deals with it, and he almost gets the ball back to Hernandez, but he gets a throw in instead. And then it's infield slightly to Hernandez. Now Hernandez can move towards the edge of the penalty area. His pass is blocked. It comes back to Hernandez just outside the area. Rolls it into the path of Helder Costa. Costa back to Click. Click first time ball. Big shouts for handball. Nothing given. Bamford with a shot goalwards. And goalkeeper Cabral drops to his right hand side as the shot had some of the power taken out of it by a deflection off a defender, I think.
Well, I think certainly as the shot went in, I think it did hit the Reading defender's arm, but it was only a yard or two away, and eventually Bamford just got no power on that right hand side.
Ball is played forward from Cabral, straight into touch over on the far side. There's a real indicator. He's gone from his own penalty area, and the ball dropped into touch midway inside the Leeds half. And that's how much the ball has been diverted, I think, out of its intended path. Leeds fans doing their bit now. Noise levels rise at Ellen Road. Helder Costa, halfway line for Leeds. Under pressure, turns and loses the ball. On this near side, Leeds have to try and get it back now. Elise has space on the halfway line to move forward for Reading. Options ahead of the Reading player. Ball comes out to this near side and Richards goes back to the halfway line and Pele, and then on to Elise, and then Ben White, and it's beyond Dallas and back to Pele on the halfway line, who just tries to calm things down for Reading, and Elise goes back deeper into his own half to Liam Moore. Ben White with a challenge, goes straight through Rinomota. Cleanly though, says the referee, and Reading now on the edge of their own penalty area, with Leeds players beginning to bear down on them. But a long ball from the back from Moore. Ayling is pushed by Pushkas, and that will be a Leeds free kick. And the Romanian player puts his hands to his head in frustration. But the award has long since been given. Dallas has the ball quickly off Ayling. Over the halfway line, right in from the near side touchline. Comes back for Dallas again. And then it comes back for Dallas once more. Dallas turns to move forward for Leeds, gets the ball back off Costa. Hernandez comes down the right-hand side. Can he deliver a good ball in? Hernandez, well, he takes the ball off the chest of the Reading marker. Pele comes back for Hernandez again. He just hooks it up to the edge of the area, and Stuart Dallas, it's all he could do, really. And then Dallas, it's probably too close to the goalkeeper. In fact, it drops over the goalkeeper, but it drops beyond the far post as well.
Well, at least they're certainly going down the flanks, finding space as well. Just got to get that delivery in there, because conditions really are difficult. We see the crisp packets out there swirling around right next to Stuart Dallas. Just tries to whip one in, it just catches a wind and off it goes. But got to test the keeper. Need to test Cabral more.
Cabral sends his defenders forward. Two were in close proximity for the goal kick. He tells them he's happy just to put his foot through it, which he's going to do from the far side of the 6-yard box. Over the halfway line, Luke Ayling with Puskás. Puskás handballs it there, spotted by pretty much everybody inside the stadium, including the referee, and Leeds have a free kick, and Puskás tries to prevent it being taken quickly, which I always thought was meant to be a yellow card, but it would appear the referee is content just to see Leeds start the play again. And Ayling has it from the short free kick to Pablo Hernandez, becoming more influential in this second half. Out to this near side, and Dallas, who just lets the ball come off his foot, but Leeds pick it up anyway with Click. Click up towards Helder Costa, lets it roll across his body, tees it up for Hernandez's shot. Hernandez still in the penalty area, goes past one challenge, dives, oh what a finish from Pablo Hernandez! Super close control, and stabs the ball up into the top corner of the net. And Ellen Road goes crazy. Leeds United 1, Reading 0.
Pablo is back. I tell you what, I thought last game he played he was getting better. Previous to that, below his normal performances, but today he's been great. And he finally caps it with a wonderful goal. We need these big players at this part of the season to stand up and be counted. Pablo is one of those players, and that's exactly what he's done. A brilliant back heel from Costa, gets the rebound as well, but what about that touch? And toe poked it. Cabral gets a hand to it, but the power gets it beyond Reading's keeper. And Pablo Hernandez has scored another vital goal for the Whites.
So the noise levels go through the roof here at Ellen Road. And Leeds United have the all-important first goal just before the hour. Pablo Hernandez, cometh that hour, cometh that man. Reading have a different job to do now in this game. They've not sat back by any stretch of the imagination. Now they've got to come at Leeds United. And Leeds are going to have to be ready perhaps to do a little more defending in this game. That's what they're doing at the moment with the Reading throw-in down the far side touchline. Alioski with a foot comes out to the edge of the penalty area where White's lurking for Leeds, and it's a foul by Ben White just outside the penalty area. It's over to the right of centre as we look at it, and it might well, it's not a yellow card. The referee reached for the, I thought he was reaching for the pocket, but he's reached for the spray instead, and Leeds are going to have to retreat and place the ball back inside the penalty area.
I think once you get the opponent in front of you, just got to allow them. Rinamoto actually does well to get his body in the way. Awkward challenge, but no yellow card given, and rightly so. But John Swift now is on the ball. Good set piece technician. Got to be careful here.
So Leeds United, anxious moments for those behind Kiko Casillas' goal. He lines up his wall now. The keeper crouched down on his near post. Referee marks the spray out for the required distance for that Leeds United wall of white. And Swift, clear favourite for Reading in terms of taking this free kick. Dallas hangs off the wall. Reading have other bodies in and around the penalty area. Now the referee gives the signal. Swift 2-3 steps back from the ball, and he's left. No, he is coming in from the far side instead, and it's Mighty who has the strike at it. And Leeds United are delighted to see the ball sail high over the crossbar and into the midst of the cop somewhere.
Well, that was a mighty strike, all right. Fortunately, it was way over the bar as well. For all the world, I thought Swift had to take that one, but don't mind that at all.
So the ball with Stuart Dallas on this near side, in from the touchline. And Dallas goes down the touchline to Hernandez. And then over the top, nice looking ball, inviting for Costa maybe. And the two Reading players get in each other's way, and between the two, they've collided heads there. Liam Moore now collapses to the ground, and Reading have a problem here because the two players just dived into each other there, and there was a head-to-head contact, and Reading have only one pair of physios to come on, but the player who's more badly injured is the one who's treated first.
Well, Richards and Moore just really banged heads, absolutely.
So
no real communication there, was there?
Yeah, a real breakdown in communication, and Costa from Hernandez's good ball down the line maybe brought about that confusion, and Reading still have a man down, and it's a little worrying for Reading from the looks of the lack of movement in their player just at the moment, but they will take extra precautions because it's quite clearly a collision of heads. And
yes, absolutely.
Breaking play for a little while, I suspect, here.
Yep, take as much time as he needs, and sometimes this isn't a bad ploy as well in these sort of conditions. The ball holding up, you can see that was a sickening challenge, but just getting the defenders turn, get them turning the other way rather than playing in front of them all the way. And that was a good example of that. Winning certainly now a throw in further up the pitch.
Still, we await the resumption of activity here. Still, the treatment is administered to the Reading player, and Pablo Hernandez there with a helping hand to get Pele back to his feet. And Pele shakes his head somewhat ruefully, rubs it now, but would appear ready to continue with the game. He's come over to the near side touchline. He's going to have to do the old "how many fingers am I holding up" thing, I think. In his case, they can't rub his head and tell him that he's Pele and to get on with it, because he is. He comes for Dallas on this near side, tries to get the cross into the penalty area, and it's gone behind for a corner kick. And it's going to be another chance for Leeds to get a ball into the penalty area. The Reading player back into the action now. They'll need him now as well, because he goes straight into the centre of the penalty box to defend this corner from Leeds, which Pablo Hernandez has come to take. So Hernandez on the near side corner kicking duties. And Hernandez now right-footed. He's put it in low to the near post. Ayling gets a touch, driven goalwards, and he just breaks wide off Bamford. Right in front of goal there, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
It's another half a chance to sort of try and get this second goal, but when White swipes at the ball, it goes straight to Bamford. When it's bobbling around, need a bit of luck. Just behind him as well, I think it was Harrison in the background that could have tapped it in if Bamford had left it, just not quite dropping for the strikers of Leeds at the moment.
So Leeds did have bodies in the box there and almost made it pay. Goalkeeper's goal kick holds up in the wind around Ellen Road, drops on the halfway line. Harrison battles for Leeds, so does Swift, and then Swift goes to ground, and the referee sees that a foul has been committed by Jack Harrison, and Reading have a throw-in in their own half. Morrison goes to take a quick one, stops, respots the ball, and now the central defender for Reading plays it right-footed, long ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. Ayling's underneath it, but leaves it for Dallas. Leeds get enough bodies around to clear it. Bamford comes, difficult for Bamford to try and control that high in the air. And now Leeds have to defend again with Pushkas with the ball over the top. Alioski will chase, Casilla will come off his line, and he'll slide across the turf to gather the ball into his body. And then he jumps to his feet and rolls it out underarm to Luke Ayling. And we've had 63.5 minutes here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 1, Reading 0. Pablo Hernandez just before the hour. Stuart Dallas to Helder Costa, and now back it goes to Luke Ayling. Ayling has Cooper square, and it comes back to Luke Ayling inside Leeds territory still. Ayling over the halfway line with a ball over the top for Costa to chase. Another one of those that might just hold up, not on this occasion. Cabral has nipped smartly off his goal line just to scoop the ball up, and he rolls it underarm. Gives Morrison a bit of a job because he was under pressure from Hernandez, but he copes well with that. Now Reading come down the right-hand side as Click sold himself a little with a challenge. Ayling has to defend for Leeds. He's last man back. He gets the header. White now battling away for Leeds in that position in front of the defence. Pushkas, Bamford back there of all people, and then Leeds working away well with Hernandez onto Alioski, and then a little flick sweeps the ball back into the path of Pablo Hernandez, and Leeds can now afford to slow things down a little. And it's a crossfield ball to Stuart Dallas, and they can begin to build from the halfway line to Costa. Costa back to the halfway line to Luke Ayling, and Luke Ayling Well, he's got a long diagonal if he wants it. He goes infield shorter to Dallas. Back to Ben White, edge of the centre circle. White works the ball to Hernandez. Hernandez looking ambitious looking ball to Click. A little too ambitious as it turned out, because it bounced right in front of the Polish player and then into touch.
Again, really good play from Leeds. They seem to be pushing Reading back now as well. They're finding it hard to get out. Just an aimless ball that Reading are putting up there, but still dangerous. But when we do get it, can we just get a bit of composure in that second goal? That's what it's all about. In games like this, we've never been able to do that, but still 25 minutes to go. Can we do it?
Ball thrown down the line onto the head of Elise, and then Ayling for Leeds underneath it. Click helps the ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Morrison in where the boots are flying with a head. Hernandez goes back to the halfway line to Liam Cooper. Cooper back to Hernandez. Pressure on Hernandez from Swift. Still holds the ball though, the Leeds player, and then tries an exciting ball over the top. Almost breaks for Bamford off Liam Moore, and Costa puts in good work to try and pressurise Morrison into an error, but Morrison gets the long clearance forward over the top. Cooper's back there, goes back to Casilla. Casilla plays the ball, lovely ball from Kiko Casilla out towards the far touchline. Now there's a lot of space for Alioski, who's in his own half still, but Leeds have got, there's a bit of space now for these Leeds players to work in. Maybe that's as a result of Reading pushing men further forward. Alioski goes down the far touchline to Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison towards the corner flag, far side. Brings the ball back then towards the edge of the penalty area, and Hernandez. Hernandez out towards the far touchline, and Alioski. He'll deliver the cross onto the head, almost over the head of Costa, and then doesn't quite break for Bamford. And Leeds don't get the break they wanted in the penalty area quite there. They get a throw in instead.
Omar Richards very lucky, just flung himself at the ball, but with that wind, almost handballed it.
Dallas rolls a pass into the path of Click and gets it back, and that's an inviting ball to the edge of the 6-yard box, but there's only Morrison there for Reading, and Leeds continue to keep the pressure on with a throw-in. Level with the edge of the Reading box. Dallas has it, gives it back to Click. Click infield to Hernandez, who just touches it off for Dallas. Dallas on the edge of the area, curls the ball into the box. Another easy header for the Reading central defender. White almost concedes possession, and Cooper helps him out big time. And then Ayling has it back on the halfway line. And Ayling out towards Stuart Dallas on this near side. Good period of possession for Leeds at least here. They try and create. Great ball from Hernandez to bring Costa in on this near side. Plays up to the penalty spot. Bamford sees it up and tries to put it into the path of Ben White. And it's behind White, and Leeds have to come again with Cooper. Good play from Cooper out towards Alioski on the left-hand side. Alioski, can Harrison pick it up? No, it's not the best pass from Alioski. And it will spin away to the far side, and Cooper battles with Pushkas. Great work by Liam Cooper again.
Absolutely.
Really strong. He's a big lad, Pushkas, but Liam Cooper was stronger and won the ball back for Leeds, and Ayling has it in the centre circle now.
Just looking at this Reading side as well, they're suddenly a yard further deep, aren't they? They're just backing off, can't get close anymore.
Bamford, frustrating afternoon for Patrick Bamford so far. Maybe more in it for him yet. Costa, back to Hernandez, just outside the box. Cross is played up towards the far side of the area. Alioski's come through the Reading player, and that's a foul challenge by Gianni Alioski, so it's a free kick to Reading on the edge of the 6-yard box.
No real need to do that either. Always second best. Yedem was there. Good defensive work, but they just keep playing Leeds, keep pressure, keep applying that pressure at pace. Intensity is what it's all about. And this Reading side, well, they've lived with it so far to a point, but now can they keep it? Last part of the game, always the important bit.
Swift with a header for Reading on the halfway line. Click is there for Leeds, and Alioski's happy just to hack that one forward. Difficult one for Liam Moore. Defender gets the header. Click tries to pick up on the halfway line, but Swift wins it away off him. And now Reading have the ball on this near side, and it's played to Elise. Elise goes down, and that's a free kick for the challenge. And nothing much in it from Dallas, but it's one of those instances where the hands go in the back of the player. He tumbles over, and inevitably a free kick is then awarded. So Elise wins it for Reading, then leaves the ball for the left back to take instead, Richards. And Richards right in front of the Reading dugout. Starts a run up, starts again, and now delivers left-footed up towards the edge of the penalty area. Alioski's beaten in the air. Casilla hesitates on coming off the goal line, and Pushkas hooks it goalwards, but luckily for Leeds, hooks it wide.
Well, that was dangerous. Reading actually sent Morrison up, and that left Alioski with Mete, and that's going to be a mismatch in the air. That's where the ball went, and when it did eventually come down, well, Casilla went, stopped, and Ayling just does enough, doesn't he, to put off Pushkas, but that was a danger.
Cooper out from the back for Leeds United. Square ball to Luke Ayling. Back it goes to Liam Cooper again. Cooper happy now just to play the ball between his central defensive partner and him. And Ayling now up towards the halfway line, still going Luke Ayling, then he stops and goes back to Cooper again. And Cooper probably will go back to Ayling again. Yes, indeed he does. Now Ayling over the halfway line to Click, gets it back off Click. And we've got 20 minutes to go here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 1, Reading 0. Matchday Live on Deliveroo, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Liam Cooper on the edge of the centre circle, all the way back to Kiko Casilla. And two banks of players in the other half keep moving up and back together as Ayling now delivers a longer ball out wide. Picks out Hernandez. Hernandez can't control. He's fouled though, surely, Pablo Hernandez. Yes, he is. Hand on the shoulder of the Leeds player. And he's pulled back to his feet by the transgressor there, Pele. And Leeds have a free kick, maybe 15, 20 yards inside the Reading half. Taken to Alioski, far side touchline. Can Alioski make the ball count? Not quite, because it comes off the figure of Yidam, stands in front of Alioski, and it's going to be a Leeds throw in. Midway between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag. Harrison just about keeps the ball in play, does he? You know, he loses the ball actually to Yidam. Cooper steps in, gets it back towards Harrison. Oh, that's lovely. Well, it was looking like lovely control from Harrison, but as he spun away from the marker, he lost it. But Hernandez has it back for Leeds. Picks out Dallas in a bit of space, but Dallas has Olise on his back, so he goes into his own half for an Ayling. Caution, the watchword. And now Liam Cooper from the halfway line. He's spotted Costa in space on this near side. That's a really ambitious sweeping ball, but it's overly ambitious, and it's an easy header in the end. And Reading get the ball back into the Leeds half as a result, with Rinomhota on this near side. Ben White's on his back. Rinomhota holds the ball up, gives it infield to Olise. Olise turns away from Dallas. Ayling into the back of Pushkas, comes back to Olise. Over on this near side, Rinomhota again, up towards the edge of the penalty. He slips, and Helder Costa comes in for Leeds. Helder Costa does well to win Leeds a throw in then. He just cleared the ball off the shins of the Reading player who's standing in front of him. And it's a Leeds throw in, despite Reading's attempts to trick the referee there. They set up to take it, surely knowing full well the final touch was off a Reading player. And Stuart Dallas gets the ball, gives it a rub on his shirt, and then takes a throw in infield to Ben White. And Ben White looks up, and he's got Harrison over on the far side. He does go wide, but he goes to Alioski instead, who takes the ball first bounce over the halfway line, rolls it into Hernandez, who rolls it off to Harrison. Harrison's going down the far side touchline, can't get the ball in field to Hernandez, but gets the ball back at his feet and takes on Yidam again, going towards the corner flag, lets it roll off for Hernandez. Hernandez needs a bit of help, gives it to Harrison. Harrison's hemmed in on that far side touchline, but gets the ball out and surely fouled there. Harrison, there's no advantage for Leeds. Leeds do get a free kick, and Harrison has done really well for Leeds United.
He certainly has. He's got some great close control, hasn't he? Just does it at speed as well, difficult for fullbacks.
Leeds have the ball over on the far side. Matthias Click in possession. Short ball infield to just behind Alioski, and he stretches, but he can't keep the ball in play, and it spins off his left foot and goes over the touchline, and that's going to be a Reading throw in. Subs down below is beginning to warm up for both sides now, as the two coaching staffs begin to consider further changes maybe. Leeds already having had to make one. Reading even having had to make one before the game started here, as Ajaria picked up an injury in the warm-up. And Olise came into the team. He's done well, Olise. Played in the last game anyway, the win at Sheffield Wednesday. And Leeds United have their clutch of potential replacements down by the corner flag on our left-hand side, as the ball is up in the air over on the far side of the pitch. White wins the first header, flicked on second time by Click. And then it drops for Yidam, and Yidam with a short ball in field to Swift, and Swift tries to open things up a bit. And Reading are preparing to bring Charlie Adam on. Well-known figure, Premier League player, but they're attacking in the meantime. It's a great challenge from Hernandez to stop the forward run of Pele, and Reading have the throw-in as a result on this near-side touchline. They're in the Leeds half. Olise with the ball on the left foot, plays it into the penalty area. It's gone over the head of Cooper, and Alioski's got to track that one, because Rinomhota's over on the far side of the penalty box for Reading now. Back to goal, gives it out to Yidam, and then infield, but Alioski should pick it up for Leeds, and thought he'd taken it the wrong way then, and well, actually he's done brilliantly there. Alioski, he played for the goal kick that he eventually won, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes, he has done well. He turned the wrong way initially, but won the goal kick. And just before that as well, Coops got unfortunately snookered by the wind, and Mate didn't take that chance, otherwise he could have been in, so there's still a danger.
So Charlie Adam, familiar figure, is coming on to replace Swift. And Charlie Adam is one of those love him, hate him type characters, isn't he? But
let's go for hate him.
He's been played at the very highest level. Remember, once a big signing for Liverpool, and then played a lot of Premier League football for Stoke City as well. And he goes straight into the middle of the park for Reading as White and Casilla play a short goal kick, and it comes out to Ayling near side of the box. Now White has a bit of space to run into.
Good play.
Actually done well there, Leeds. Calm, collected, in possession. White continues to carry the ball forward. Gives it in field to Hernandez. Hernandez blows the cheeks out. Now looks out towards this near side and held to Costa. Costa has Click, and Click's made the run to help Costa out. Can he turn and get the ball in? Nobody will get a throw in for Leeds, and he takes it quickly to Costa. Costa's closed down. It comes back for Click. Out by the corner flag near side, and Leeds get another throw in down by the corner flag. We're inside the final 15 minutes here at Ellen Road. Leeds 1, Reading 0. Leeds United throw in. He is on this near side touchline. Leeds trying to get the ball into the penalty box. Click is held up, gives the ball back to Dallas. Dallas on the left foot maybe. Gives it to Hernandez. Hernandez flicks it on to Click, and Click lets a little header roll off the top of his head onto the run of Stuart Dallas. It's cleared away from Dallas, but again into touch on this near side, and Leeds are okay whilst the ball is in this sort of area of the park. Hernandez gets the ball back off Click and then tries to play a ball onto the run of Dallas. Always looking for that pass, Pablo Hernandez, the man who scored the only goal of the game so far. Hernandez takes the throw for Leeds to Click, gives it back to Hernandez. There's not much in the box to aim at, and again it's cut out, but it comes back to Pablo Hernandez. Now up to the edge of the area. Bamford's beaten in the challenge and wins the ball back for Leeds. Gets it to Hernandez. Hernandez to Click. Click has support near side from Dallas. Can't get it to Dallas, but Costa's picked up from behind him and gives it back to Click, who now has got time to pick out the cross. Instead he rolls it into Hernandez, almost on the byline, turns one way then the other. Great ball up, and the header from Alioski not quite made on the far side, and it's cleared away, and Leeds have to make sure that they defend successfully on the edge of the centre circle now as Charlie Adam gets his first touch. Good touch, turns away from the marking player. Adam carries the ball forward for Reading. Got to run out to his far side, and he gets it to Puskás. Puskás up to and into the penalty area, but great work by Liam Cooper. Allows Ayling to bring the ball out. Ayling goes to ground, and that is classic Luke Ayling.
Ayling goes to ground and wins a free kick. We've never said that before, have we? Good play again, but Coops, excellent defending as well. They looked dangerous on the break. Puskás got it, but Coops stood tall. Good interception.
So Click under a bit of pressure in midfield, so he goes back to Casilla, and Casilla has Ayling out the penalty area, so he gives it to Luke Ayling now, and Ayling forward to Pablo Hernandez, who turns and sees a run potentially from Costa, and he's picked the ball out, and Costa controls. Can he keep the ball? Yes, he can, and he's turned away from the marker, and he's turned away a second time for the marker, and he's spotted Dallas on his outside, and Dallas plays the ball into the danger area, and Bamford's just a moment behind the ball there, and there's a foot in from the Reading defender to clear, and that again, another terrific ball into the penalty area, inviting the attacking player to get on the end of it. Not quite, and Reading survive.
Just about, but good play again from Leeds. It was Morrison actually with a toe poke away, but at the moment you look at Reading, they're struggling just to retain the ball. They're hoofing it up the pitch, but the energy levels that they've got certainly lower, and here's the opportunity. Great ball from Dallas comes in, and the defender Morrison just gets there before Bamford.
So Click for Leeds, got to keep pushing on, keep driving forward, Leeds United. It's the only way they know how. Click over the halfway line. Ball out towards the near side touchline and held to Costa, who gives it back to Stuart Dallas. Dallas infield to Click, and Click gives it back short to Dallas on this near side, just in from the touchline. Dallas back to Click, a little further infield. Down the line it goes to Bamford. Bamford lays it off from Hernandez, and now Bamford goes back to Matthias Click again. Leeds hold possession, still deep inside the Reading half. Dallas back to Click once more. Leeds trying to just work the Reading players. He's got Alioski in some space over on the left side. Alioski has to come back a little to get the ball, gives it into Harrison. Harrison takes it, and he's taking it too far, and the first touch from Harrison is disappointing. It goes over the far side touchline and out for a Reading throw.
Unfortunately, that was just a heavy touch, and Reading at the moment now is getting bodies behind the ball. They're keeping two up though, Mate and Puskás.
And Charlie Adam loses out to Harrison. Harrison skips past the challenge, still on the ball, stumbles, pushed to the ground by Adam, and that's going to be a Leeds free kick in a great place. 3-4 yards outside the D, and Harrison did really well for Leeds United there. Good close control, invited the foul.
Certainly did. How often does that happen as well? You make a mistake and the same player goes and gives that foul away. So Harrison has won Leeds. A free kick, probably 4 or 5 yards outside the 18-yard box. Can we see a Pablo special? We've already seen one.
Well, we've seen a good goal from Pablo Hernandez, but this would be a better goal from Pablo Hernandez because it's, what is it, 8 yards outside the penalty area maybe. And the wall has dropped back to just in front of the penalty spot. Harrison's over it with Hernandez. Can't imagine it's not going to be the Spanish player who takes this though. Mind you, Maite surprised us with that Reading attempt just after the Leeds goal. And we're inside the final 10 minutes here at Ellen Road now. Pablo Hernandez. Big moment in the game maybe this for Leeds United. Harrison, second favourite in terms of who's going to take this free kick. Referee's ready, we're ready. Pablo Hernandez is ready, in it goes, and it's saved by the keeper. Not entirely convincingly, but he pushes the ball two-handed away from goal and out over the near side touchline for a throw-in.
Well, that was the side that Cabral was covering to the left-hand side. He didn't move, he guessed right.
So Leeds have the chance still to keep the pressure on. Hernandez is the only option at the moment for Dallas's throw-in, and he gets the ball on the byline. He just plays it back deep into the penalty area. Harrison controls really well. He's on the edge of the box. He's a bit stuck at the moment. Too many bodies to beat. He's still on the ball, and then he plays it, and it gets a deflection. It should be Cabral's, and Cabral gathers first bounce and then delivers really quickly forward out towards this near side for Maite to chase with Ayling in close contact, and Ayling's done brilliantly well. Wins the ball back for Leeds, gets it to Click and gets a huge round of applause as well. Dallas out towards Hernandez on this near side. Pablo Hernandez is everywhere at the moment for Leeds. Gives it to Helder Costa, pushed to the ground. Helder Costa right in front of the referee by Morrison. And Leeds are more than happy for that sort of challenge to be made by Reading now.
Yes, they certainly are, but Reading now seeing a couple of yards off, don't they? They're not really closing down as a unit. That's allowing Leeds just to play out, but still got to concentrate, keep moving it quickly, keep putting them to the sword. But can they just see this game out? Game management now.
Liam Cooper gets the ball off Luke Ayling and then goes out wide to Ben White over in the far side, and then gives it back to Liam Cooper, who goes back to White again, and White now will set off over the halfway line. Long strides, gives the ball out to Harrison. Harrison can take on the defender maybe here. Yidum holds the ball up, 2 players to beat. Yidum gets the ball off Harrison, but he won't let him go there, Jack Harrison, and Yidum still has the Leeds player in close proximity, so he goes back to Morrison, and Morrison works it out to Charlie Adam in a deep lying midfield role. Ball over the top is won in the air by Luke Ayling. Little break for Maite for Reading, midway inside the Leeds half. Click's got a cross quickly in front of him. Elise links up with Maite, and he has the ball over this near side, just in from the touchline. Elise gets it back, and then Helder Costa gets a foot in and just carries it into touch. Leeds have got to switch on because they've taken the throw in quickly. And they're in the Leeds half still, are Reading. Now they're in the centre circle with Morrison, the number 4, with the ball at his feet. Adam offers support short. He goes back into his own half to Liam Moore, and Bamford can start to put pressure on, and so can Hernandez, but Reading work it past the 2 Leeds players, and now Hernandez has to run back into his own half, and now Helder Costa has to play in the fullback's role and get the ball away from a danger, and he plays up towards the halfway line. Liam Moore's the only man waiting there. Gets the ball to Charlie Adam. Leeds need to get out. They're deep inside their own half, and Reading are having time to play in their own half at the moment. Now over the halfway line, Adam slips the ball into Puskás and gets it back off Puskás on this left-hand side. Charlie Adam swings the cross. Liam Cooper heads it clear. Can Leeds break now with Dallas and now Hernandez? And they've got bodies over on the far side. If Alioski can get there first, he can't. Yidum beats him to it, and Reading have the ball back in the centre circle. And Yidum and Morrison between them play round the Leeds player. And then it's lost, is it? No, Elise's done really well. Good close control from the Reading man. Looked like he'd lost possession, recovered. And then he plays it back to the near side of this centre circle. We've had 84 minutes of this game. Leeds United 1, Reading 0. Charlie Adam for Reading. Long ball over the top. That surely will carry too far. And Kiko Casilla can let that one bounce straight into touch. And now Shackleton is about to enter the fray for Leeds United. Pablo Hernandez, arms outstretched towards the dugout near side.
There's the earlier free kick. Always easy, that one for Cabral, but at least he didn't move across to the right. Trying to think Pablo would flick it over the wall, but hit the target, make the keeper make a save, and he did.
So Leeds due to make another change now. I think it'll be after the goal kick has been taken, so presumably in the next break of play. Shackleton still receiving instruction from Marcelo Bielsa down below us. And Pablo Hernandez, I think that's why Pablo Hernandez was arms outstretched, maybe feeling it a little bit now, the Leeds player, and who can blame him? Heading ever further into his 30s, and he's covered every blade of grass here in this game, and now the opportunity comes for Pablo Hernandez to get a breather for the last 5 minutes at least, as Jamie Shackleton prepares to come on for Leeds United. Massive applause for Leeds number 19 as he leaves the field of play. His goal separates the two teams deep, late into this game. Charlie Adam for Reading. Up it goes to Puskás. Can't control. Leeds get a throw in straight off the thigh of Puskás there. And I can't imagine Stuart Dallas will be in a massive rush to come over and take the throw in for Leeds, midway inside their own half, the home team. And Dallas looks for a little bit of assistance and finds it from Helder Costa. There's a bit of space for Leeds to play in here again. Helder Costa goes wide to Alioski, far side. He's closed down by Rinomhota. Down the touchline to Harrison. Harrison might have to go back here under pressure. Leeds are under pressure and almost lose out, but Shackleton recovers and does really well there. Good engine on Jamie Shackleton, and now Leeds can open it up a little bit. Now there is a bit of space on this right-hand side for Stuart Dallas to Bamford, just in from the touchline. Bamford gets the ball back off Shackleton. And then Bamford now through the middle for Leeds United. He'll have the drive for Patrick Bamford. For once, that might have flown in, but today it definitely flies wide.
I so want that to end up in the top corner. I just want him to lash one in from 25 yards, but so we can enjoy the last 4 or 5 minutes. But no, we don't do things that way. Bamford can't quite find the back of the net.
Attendance 35,483 inside Ellen Road. And there aren't too many heading out, despite the fact we're inside the final 4 minutes of regulation time here. A little bit to be added on for a head injury to the Reading player Pele earlier. And a couple of substitutions. Reading have the ball far side. Alioski trying to hold up. Ayling has the ball for Leeds now. Is there a break on here for Leeds? There is, because Click has got past the last man, and Click charges into space up towards the edge of the penalty area. Costa joins him. He tries to stab the ball into the path of Helder Costa. And just a little moment of confusion between the two Leeds players on the break there, and a foul is conceded ultimately to Reading in their own half.
The pass was on, but it should have been played earlier. He just hesitated, Click. Costa was in, and the pass didn't quite come to him, but now with just a few minutes left, with Shackleton on there, he'll bring energy into that midfield area, but now can they see the game out?
So free kick, which Charlie Adam will take. And Charlie Adam sent back a little further into his own half to spot the ball up, and then he plays it down the channel looking for Puskás. Looked like a handball. Shouts from the Leeds fans, nothing given. Click wins it for Leeds. Now Shackleton under hit ball, and that'll be a foul against Dallas. No play on, says the referee, as Reading have possession. Charlie Adam with the ball at his feet as Leeds retreat. Charlie Adam plays a crossfield ball, looking for the header on the far side of the penalty area. Comes to the edge of the box. Leeds have bodies around it. Click is there for Leeds. Needs to work it to safety. And Dallas, well, he needs to do something a little less subtle than work it to safety. He just clears it right up deep into the Reading half, and the ball stays in play. And it's almost playing for touch from Leeds there. And Adam is the last man back, and he gives it back to Cabral, the keeper. And Leeds may yet win it back through Dallas. Comes back for Charlie Adam off the head of Stuart Dallas. And we move inside the final 2 minutes. Reading have the ball far side. Leeds just need possession, but Reading have it at the moment. Yidom is pushing up for them. Gives it out to Rinomhota. Level with the edge of the box, far side, bodies around the ball. Alioski's final touch sees the ball go out of play for a Reading throw in into the penalty area. Easy header for Ben White, and then helped on to Shackleton. And Shackleton, first time over the top looking for Bamford. Can he put pressure on Morrison? A little, but Morrison still gets the clearance forward into the Leeds half, and he's pinging around everywhere. Now there's so much space for Click, and can he pick out the right pass? Well, he's picked Shackleton out, and Shackleton can carry the ball, and he's played it. It's a difficult one for Harrison. It's too difficult for Bamford rather, and just if Leeds could get that ball right. There are so many opportunities, so many options here.
You're absolutely right. Costa was the first one to the right hand side, then Shackleton did well. He could have taken it himself and drawn the defender in. Instead he tried to play in Bamford. Ball was under hit, but just kind of try and see this game out. But we make it difficult for ourselves, don't we? We really do.
Well, Reading not making it easy for themselves. There's Charlie Adams, slices the ball straight into touch midway inside the Reading half, over on the far side in front of the east stand. We're inside the final minute of normal time now. All eyes shortly will fall to the board, which is already in the hands of the fourth official down below us. Alioski has possession for Leeds over on the far side touchline. He'll keep ball session between Alioski and Click. Click comes away with the ball and space, and now he plays the ball into Bamford, and Bamford's offside just beyond the last defender. Leeds think they've got a corner kick, but the ref's assistant near side will make them think again. It's a Reading free kick instead.
Actually, Shackleton was there as well. I just wonder if Bamford didn't make the run, because he was the one that I think was offside. But now just get back, get into your defensive position and win that header.
So the board goes up, and it's 3 added minutes here at Ellen Road. Cabral takes the free kick for Reading. Onto the head of Liam Cooper. Harrison will chase to the far side touchline. Can't get past Yidam. Great challenge from Yidam. Strong and clean. Plays the ball into the edge of the penalty area. Luke Ayling stabs it away for Leeds. Good play from Click. Nice little cushion ball to Alioski. Alioski carries it over the halfway line. Leeds can take this up into the corner if they want now. Perfectly entitled to do that. Harrison, though, does well. Infield to Click. There's so much space for Leeds to play now in the Reading half. Costa has it near side. He just says calm, 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 and plays the ball back into the path of Stuart Dallas. And Dallas back to Click, and Click doesn't need to do anything other than keep easy possession. Gives it to Luke Ayling. Ayling to Dallas. Dallas infield to Costa, and then Shackleton sets off on a run. Not entirely the ball he wanted, but he's got it by the corner flag. Shackleton gives it back, and Leeds have a throw in down on this near side touchline advanced position.
And when Leeds start popping it around that first time, it's very difficult to try and win the ball back. Reading are finding that out.
1 minute of added time has gone. There's another foul there, and there's a frustration from Elise on Helder Costa, because he was running away from the Reading penalty area towards the halfway line, and Elise just reached out and grabbed his shirt anyway.
Did exactly what we wanted.
Exactly.
That's what you want. Well done, Elise. But he'll learn, the young man. He's actually played well, Elise. He's come in late. Of course, Ajaria got injured in the warm-up. He's come on, and I thought he's played particularly well. But second half, I think they've had less of an influence, the Reading midfield.
So we've got a minute and a half remaining here of the game. Stuart Dallas with a throw down the near side touchline. Bamford has the marking player tight on his back, and it comes off Bamford and goes out for a Reading throw in. Little bit of afters between Reading's number 27 and Patrick Bamford, and there's no need for anything like that at this really late stage in the game for Leeds now. Richards, it was involved with Bamford there. Ball crosses the touchline again, so there's 1 minute of added time remaining. Ball thrown onto the head of Stuart Dallas. It comes over the near side touchline. Reading throw in, almost on that way. It's not in the position they want to take it from, and I think Richards will be told to retreat a little. He is, but not by much. Dallas wins the header again for Leeds. Now the throw-in is going to be retaken from a deeper position. Well, Richards takes it from exactly the same place anyway. Down the line it goes to Pushkas, to Maite, and then Ben White for Leeds, and it breaks up to the edge of the penalty area, and Leeds have got to defend here, and Casilla makes the save on the edge of the box, and Pushkas with the drive goalwards, and Ayling gets a block on, and still the ball on the edge of the penalty area comes off Ayling towards the edge of the area and over the top, and that'll do us. Thank you very much. Oh my word.
Oh my goodness. Well done, Kiko. You know what, he's not had much to do either today, but he needs to be staying concentrated right to the last minute. And Kiko came out there and made a vital save. Listen, he's made a few mistakes in recent games, but that one could have just saved us all 3 points.
And we are now into added time of added time. So a long kick forward from Kiko Casilla could see Leeds United home, could see Leeds United on their way to another huge home win here at Ellen Road. Listen to the noise around the stadium now. Everybody in the ground, up on their feet, scarves above heads. We all love Leeds, is the chant ringing around the stadium as the ball comes over the halfway line. Heads up from Charlie Adam, and he's played it into touch, and that's it! Leeds United have done it! It's a narrow victory, but it's a huge victory. Leeds United's 1 goal in the second half, enough to win the game. Pablo Hernandez is the hero of the day. Leeds United march on. They've won this game by 1-0.
Deserved victory, it really is. I love clean sheets as well, I got to say it. 1-0, just what the doctor ordered. Pablo with a wonderful goal, but I thought we played well, defended when we had to as well. Calvin Phillips, that of course is a problem, but I tell you what, the boys out there gave everything. And just one thing to the referee as well. Jared Gillette, he's actually an Aussie, would you believe?
Oh,
here we go. He came over from the A-League. If he was rubbish, I was going to send him back down under. However, he's absolutely fine. He's had a good game, really has had a good game. But the best team won, and that was Leeds United.
So Leeds United are set up nicely for another tricky week with 2 away games to come. There's Middlesbrough away on Wednesday night. Join us for that one. Promises to be another monumental occasion. And then they travel to Hull, so 2 short journeys for Leeds in the space of a week. But what Leeds United have done here is they've pushed themselves just a little bit further away from the chasing pack, because the two sides immediately behind Leeds have drawn their fixtures this weekend, and Leeds United, courtesy of that Pablo Hernandez second half goal, Leeds United have won their game. They've won it by 1-0.